My father's girlfriend pestered me to clean my room, so I gave her a reality check.
You're not my mom.
I, 24 female, have been living with my dad and his girlfriend for 2 years now. Overall, we get along pretty well. My mom lives in another town and she has a mental disease. Long story short, my mom won't get any treatment or therapy, so I just go to see her when I can and try to spend time with her. By the way, this comes from user LJimmy, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Keon,
I'm Angie.
and we're here to give good advice goofily. We only know what we do. We don't have all the answers, unfortunately, so let us know what you do in the comments. OP says, I know she'll never get better, and it's been difficult to deal with. I've been going to therapy for almost a year, and I've gotten better at handling it, but it's still hard. I've been dealing with this since I was around 20, but I've only started to speak about it more openly now that I go to therapy. My dad knows this, and so does his girlfriend. I went to visit my mom this weekend. I love her with all my heart, but it always takes a lot of my emotional effort to do this. She has some type of schizophrenia, she hears things, and she genuinely believes that people are after her. In her mind, there are hackers, unalivers, and police trying to capture her. Can't explain in detail, but I hope you get the idea. So spending time with my mom is difficult. It's like a life-risky mission every day for her.
Oh boy.
Oh, wow. I have fun and we do things together, but it still requires a lot of patience. I came back today, Sunday evening, and Dad's girlfriend asked if I was okay. I said yes. She immediately said, and don't leave your room like that when you leave. This isn't the first time I come back home, and it's the first thing she tells me. I just started crying in silence. I wanted to stop, but I couldn't. I cleaned up my room every single day for weeks. It was this one day because all my energy was for me to visit my mom. Because, as I said, it is emotionally hard. I really don't think it's that important. Not more important than my own mental health, at least. And I just barely got home, where I feel like I should be able to relax maybe a little bit. She didn't give me a break. I didn't even spend 5 minutes home. So, when she noticed I was crying, I just said everything. I told her she could have waited for me to settle for just a little bit before telling me, or just trust that I'd do it tomorrow morning. I was going to do so. That what I'm doing is emotionally draining, and that it's just this one day. I just got here, and I should be able to relax at home. That I have a process that my mom will never get better, and while I may look okay on the outside, I am fighting every day on the inside. I told her all this and more, but I tried not to hurt her and be careful with my words. But it looked like she was feeling bad anyway, even though my point was only that I needed a bit more patience and sensibility. I told her I don't want her to feel bad, just to consider how hard it can be for me. There was a lot of tension before they went to sleep. I thought about apologizing, but I didn't. I just don't feel sorry. It's how I felt, and I was trying to communicate how she made me feel. But I don't know, maybe I was too sensible and dramatic, or maybe she didn't understand me. I'm not sure. Am I the a-hole? And there is an update. What say you, Angie?
I don't think so. I think you're going through a really hard time and you're totally fine in sharing your feelings. You weren't even saying you're a terrible you're a terrible person for saying this and that. You're blah 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 blah. Like you were just saying this is how insane I feel right now.
Yeah.
And I just need you to know that.
Yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree. I think there's a time and place for things, especially if she knew you went to go see your mom.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, you may seem okay on the outside, but she should have a clue. Your dad's girlfriend should have a clue that yeah, that's definitely draining. And the one thing she says to you, not even with first thing you come through the door is, "How are you? Okay? Go clean your room. Make sure not to leave your room like that."
Yeah,
read the room. Read come on, just have a little bit of sensibility. Oh, I'm gonna cook dinner. I saw your room. Maybe you should have cleaned up her room for her, just to do something nice. I mean, she doesn't have to, but come on, it's kind of just read the room or read the person. It's not hard, and put two and two together.
Don't talk to a 24-year-old like that.
Yeah, I can see OP just be like, "What's your problem?"
Yeah.
What? Come on, we do have an update. It has been almost a month since I made this post, and I wanted to post an update. So some of you said that Dad's girlfriend wants me out of the house. That is not true, thankfully. But it did make me think about why she seemed to think I didn't help enough. Well, I thought I did. I noticed that every time I offer to do something, she always says no. If I say, "Can I help you with that?" the answer is no. If I say, hey, I can buy that for you, another no. It doesn't matter what it is, she always refuses. So after a couple days, I asked her if she was hurt by my words. It was awkward and tense to bring it up, but I knew it was needed. She said yes, because I was only telling you to do your room and you made me feel bad.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Well, you made me feel bad. Like, that whole explanation was that you made me feel bad for telling me to make my room.
Especially if OP did say she makes her room consistently.
Yeah. Like, just don't go in there. I can't deal with that right now. Come on.
Yeah. I explained this time much more calmly that the problem wasn't saying it, only that I wish she would have waited a few minutes.
Yeah.
Then I told her that if she always refuses my help, I'll end up assuming she doesn't want me to. Her answer was, that's just how I am. I say no because I feel bad. I would rather you just do it because you want to help.
Oh my God. How is this supposed to be like someone that's older than OP right now?
Yeah, she's saying, read my mind. Obviously, when I
Yeah.
say no, it means yes. OP continues saying, I explained that me asking is because I want to help. But from now on, I won't ask. I'll just do it. I also noticed that most of her free time ends up being for cooking all the meals. I used to do some of the cooking as well, but since she spent some time without a job, she did all the cooking again. So I offered her to do the cooking so she can have a bit more time to herself. After she agreed, I told her that's what I ask from her is to take it slow and to give me some space after I come back from visiting my mom. She seemed to be happy with everything I said. She said, I know I'm not your mom, but I try to treat you like you're my daughter. I told her that I know, that I appreciate it, and that I love her. We hugged. Oh.
Huh.
And, by the way, I can give you a hug right now, but only if you listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Go to your favorite podcast app such as Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Apple Podcasts and searching up OK Storytime.
Okay. Well, that's sweet. I feel like, I have some I guess hesitations with that. With like I would rather, I don't know. I would probably say things differently. I would probably accept things differently, but I'm going to trust OP in that this was like a good resolve to this issue.
This also seems like most likely from what we got from the story, probably like the first like genuine, not necessarily argument, but like a real serious talk between her and you.
Yeah.
Like a lot of emotions flared up,
Right.
and it was probably very awkward for both of you. I think this was the best thing, OP. It's very crazy that you had to go to apologize to her to like give out the olive branch of peace. She's the adult, but you're being very mature, which I
Right.
get. Again, very
Yep.
good that you guys figured it out, and hopefully she can give you the space you need when you come home.
Yeah.
And just some like support if you need it.
Right.
And go to her for support.
Right.
So I think this was a good thing, and I think it's all gonna work out.
Props to you, OP.
Yeah.
You're a lot nicer than I would have been.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and finish up the story. It's been a few weeks since that, and I think we're at a good point. I have been doing most of the housework, and I think she sees that I really want to help. Instead, one day, something bad happened to my mom, and my dad's girlfriend was very understanding and let me slack off a bit when I wasn't well. I think we both understand each other a bit better. I get the feeling they always say I'm the dramatic one, but I'm the only one that actually starts the difficult conversations, which we called out earlier.
Yeah.
I talked about everything with my therapist, and she says I handled everything very well, and that she's very happy with my progress in general. I didn't have the chance to talk with my dad about this yet, but I want to know his take on this, so maybe I'll still end up doing it. I hope I can improve our relationships as we go on. I wanted to thank everyone who took the time to reply. Many of you said kind, caring words, and I really appreciate it. And that is, that story.
Well, okay. Well, that's great. Good for you, OP.
Look at you, OP, being the pathfinder, the
Right.
trendsetter for communication in your
Right.
household. I love that.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is a perfect example of, you did a good job of not escalating the situation, but still handling it and confronting it. And you found a solution. And it was very healthy communication, honestly.
Yeah.
Good job.
And I hope things with your mother in general, not your dad's girlfriend, but your mother, they do get better.
Yeah.
But I know it seems like you have a support system, you have a therapist, but we hope things go smooth on that front.
Absolutely.
I lied as a teenager, and it followed me into adulthood.
What was the lie?
I'm not Jewish.
Oh boy.
Not even a little bit. If you asked me any questions about Judaism, I could not tell you, but still, everyone thinks I am Jewish. It all started in high school, 11th grade. I had just moved from California to the South, and it was a rough time. I was called every horrible name in the book because I talked different. By the way, this comes from user Fake Jew. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Keon.
And I'm Vincent.
But we don't know everything other than Keon's half Jewish. So if you know more stuff than us, let us know in the comments. I slowly befriended some of the guys on the football team, and my closest friend was the center that we will call Greg. Greg is a super chill guy compared to everyone around him, but he is still very, very open about all his opinions. Well, one day, I'm driving Greg and a few other football players home from school, and he makes a comment about synagogues. Without even thinking, I mentioned that I've been to one, and this is where it all started. This prompted one of the other guys to joke that I was a Jew, and trying to be chill since these were the only friends I had, I went, yep, I am Jewish. And then it all went downhill. Greg told everyone on the football team how his new friend from California was a Jew, a California Jew, and they all believed it since most of them thought there were only Jews in California anyway.
Where did you move? I'm sorry. Time out.
He moved to the South.
Holy cow.
The football players spread that to the rest of the school. At this point, I still thought it was a joke and everyone was just jokingly calling me Jewish, so I just kept going with it. Then I became known as the Jewish kid and started to actually become popular since everyone wanted to be friends with the different kids.
It's the shtick. Everyone's going to be like, he's going to roll with this because it's like, people know me.
The fact that my dad had money helped too, a lot compared to the poor area I went to school in. So I could afford to buy nice things and people tend to be attracted to that. And so being Jewish almost became my identity. It became who I was. So whenever someone would ask my religion, I just automatically told them I was Jewish. Fast forward to the end of high school, and the counselors are walking people through scholarship stuff. My counselor calls me into his office and hands me a slip for a $5,000 Jewish American scholarship. Now, as soon as I read Jewish American scholarship, I was going to walk out and throw it out, but he made me sit down and fill it out with him, and then took it from me to submit it. I felt horrible for even doing it, but somewhat relieved when I heard that they only gave it to people who were also ethnically Jewish, so I knew I would not get it. I got it. I received a letter in the mail saying I was chosen as the winner of this $5,000 scholarship.
That's crazy.
It is kind of crazy.
Could you imagine all the actual Jewish people going like,
It just makes you think,
what?
like, what are they doing over there?
I don't know.
It's like, yeah, whatever. I got accepted to Dartmouth due to the fact that I worked my butt off in high school and was the valedictorian, though my competition was not plentiful, to say the least. But I never thought that I would have been able to afford it, and this scholarship was huge in helping me towards that. I considered spilling everything then and declining the scholarship, telling everyone at school and telling almost every single form I had filled out that I was not actually Jewish. I decided to tell my dad and ask him for advice, as he has always been a guy you can talk to about anything whatsoever. So I tell him everything. I tell him about the joke, then the lie, then everything. And now the scholarship, which I had not told any of my family about because 1, I never thought I would get it, and 2, they would question why a very not Jewish person was getting a Jewish American scholarship. As soon as I told my father, he looked me right in the eyes with the most serious, disappointed face, and then burst into tears laughing. The way he reacted, it must have been the funniest thing he had ever heard in his life. He told me he had gotten a letter in the mail asking if I was ethnically Jewish for a scholarship I had entered, and being the person he is, he just saw the chance for college money and went, yep, Jewish. And that was apparently all they needed. My dad convinced me to keep the money and go to my dream college, and I did. As soon as I arrived at university, I was met with some people from the group that gave me this scholarship, some Jewish American organization funded by wealthy Israelis. They told me and enlisted me into all these Jewish clubs, and they got me set up in a synagogue. I met everyone there, and I would later learn that 2 of the people there would be my professors, who were very Jewish. Finally, they told me they had set me up with the whole birthright thing where they fly American Jews out to Israel. I was so shocked. I was at my dream school, plus I was being hit with all this, and it was too much. I thought about coming clean a lot of times, but I felt like all the people around me would suddenly feel betrayed and leave me. I became good friends with a lot of people in these Jewish clubs. I bonded with my teachers a lot better, since they believed I was Jewish. I met the most beautiful Jewish girl who I met through her mother when she came up to me in a cafe and asked me if I was Jewish since I was with the local rabbi. I said yes. And she told me that I would love her daughter. And we went on a date and instantly hit it off.
Oh my God!
Oh. This all started from one of his boys just being like, yeah, you're Jewish, right?
No, it didn't even start like that, Vincent. Vincent, you know how it started?
How did it start?
It started with, you've been to a synagogue, right? That's literally how it started. He went, yeah. That is the snowball that avalanched. You've been to a synagogue, right? Yeah.
All the while, I was dealing with severe depression since I felt horrible every second of every day, in addition to the already enormous amounts of stress university puts on you. I managed to get all the way through 11 years of college to get my doctorate. I got a job at a history museum back on the West Coast.
Say that one more time.
Is it the Jewish American History Museum?
Is it the Museum of Tolerance?
Is it the Museum of Tolerance? I married that Jewish girl. We had a Jewish wedding with her entire family and my two parents, and my dad had spilled the beans to my mom about 2 days after I told him.
Your mom knows this now?
And she found it equally as funny. We have had 3 little Jewish babies.
Half Jewish, I would assume. Dude, brain can't comprehend this.
The museum put me in charge of organizing and creating a huge Holocaust and Jewish American history exhibit.
It's the Museum of Tolerance.
Even though that is not my specific field in the slightest. And in a few months, when the current curator retires at the age of 96, I will hopefully be taking his place. He has been training me for the job. I have worked there the longest, and I have made sure that I am dang good at my job. My life has turned out great, but deep down it will always haunt me that my entire life is built on a lie. My kids' lives, my life, and my wife's life all came from a joke in a car 20 years ago. I was never going to tell a soul this, but today my oldest son, who's 9, told me that he does not think he believes in God. I told him I agreed. It was the first time in 20 years that I told the truth about my religion and did not lie. My son wants to tell his mom that he does not want to continue being Jewish, and I might use this as my way of getting out as well.
If you've done this for 20 plus years, what's another 20?
I told him that we would tell his mom tomorrow at dinner, and he seems almost as excited as I am, but equally as nervous.
I doubt that. Don't rally your son into this mess of, yeah, no, he's really excited to spill the beans that over the last, 20 years, been living a lie.
Yeah, no, it's just all been a lie. Everything was a lie. None of this would have happened if I hadn't been lying the entire 20 years I knew you. Wish us luck, I guess. I am still unsure if I should tell her the whole truth or if I should just leave it with that I no longer want to be Jewish. And there is an edit, just for clarification, because people have been questioning my use of the word university in place of college. Yes, I know they are not the same thing. I have just been surrounded by British people lately, and they all use university, so I have been saying that instead of college. It is a recently adopted habit, and I can assure you I am an American, born in Folsom, California, moving to Orange County, and then to Santa Clarita, California, where I lived for most of my younger life, until my family moved to Americus, Georgia. I can assure you I am definitely American, and as for my wife not finding out from my side of the family, it is mainly due to the fact that we don't talk to my side of the family for personal reasons, and I have not talked to them in years. My wife has only ever met my parents once, at the wedding, but she also wants nothing to do with them. I've decided I am just going to tell her I am not Jewish. I will not tell her I have lied about being Jewish for all these years, but I'm just going to tell her that I am not Jewish. Someone also said that since both sides of my family are Czech, there's a good chance I am Jewish, so I'm thinking of doing a DNA test soon.
Do that first.
Do that one first.
Yeah, can you imagine? Like Carly said, like we said, that's crazy.
When I said I know nothing about Judaism, that was an extreme exaggeration. I have obviously picked up a lot of knowledge over the years, and I think my wife may have an idea due to the fact that whenever a Jewish holiday is coming up, she will remind me about it and tell me when it is and what it is, if I do not already know. I will update later tonight on how it goes. So I talked to her, and I decided to just tell her everything.
Oh boy.
And it did not go like I expected. She told me she had a feeling I wasn't Jewish from the beginning, but she never married me just because I was Jewish. She married me for me, regardless of my faith. She knew all along.
That's crazy. I mean, that makes sense. She's like, listen, I've been raised Jewish. Bro, you don't even know how to say, like, shalom.
Yeah, she got you as soon as you called it a dreidel. She said she was sorry that I felt like I had to hide this from her for so many years. and that I don't have to pretend to be Jewish if I don't want to. By the way, I'm not pretending when I say you can listen to full episodes of stories like this wherever you listen to podcasts like iHeartRadio, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. Just search OK Storytime and get to listening, because there is a lot of fun to be had. But like a lot of people have commented, I do feel sort of culturally Jewish now.
Oh boy, I would hope so.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
2
decades.
decades.
It's been 20 years, my guy.
I definitely identify more as a member of the Jewish community than I do any others. We are not going to pressure any of our kids into Judaism, and we are going to let them decide what they want to do for themselves. My wife and I also agreed that it would be for the best if we gave back, since all the opportunities afforded to me came from the Jewish community. We're going to get involved with an organization, and we are donating to 3 different scholarships for $5,000 each, and trying to help fund birthright trips whenever we can.
Yeah, find 3 other candidates who lied about being Jewish, and they can also live a life like yours.
Yep. And the cycle
Wow.
continues.